Many of the X Games sports are the domain of the young. Sport climbing is not, or at least it didn't used to be. Conventional wisdom says it takes years to acquire the strength of mind and hand to learn the poise under pressure it takes to make those crucial final moves that separate champions. Conventional wisdom doesn't seem to apply to Katie Brown. She started climbing in Kentucky's Red River Gorge with her brother and mom. 2 years later, she arrived at these games as the U.S. national champ and junior world champ. Now the climbing world waits to see if this 85-pound prodigy can hold her own with the top Europeans. To describe the dramatic difficulty event, Lon McCarran and Lynn Hill.
The innocent smile of 15-year-old Katie Brown could be that of any high schooler. But once this American attaches herself to a climbing wall, she is transformed into a silent warrior. Hundreds have come on this day to witness her progress, though Katie would prefer to wage her battles alone. Even during the short time competitors have to view the wall before the competition, Katie keeps her distance.
I don't talk to them very much. I don't talk to anybody very much.
Like any mountain peak at the X Games, Katie Brown is in rare air. The most elite climbers are here from France, from Slovenia, and even the best her home soil has to offer. That would be Colorado's own Mia Axon. From her opening move, the 37-year-old Axon climbs with a newfound confidence, power, and grace. On this day, the dividends are abundant. Mia completes the route with apparent ease. And now it is Katie Brown's turn. Climbing to this 15-year-old is less a competition than a work in progress, a creation, a window to her soul. Every step like a bold brushstroke. Katie Brown is making a masterpiece on this 42-foot high canvas.
To her, it's much more than just climbing. It's an art form. It's an expression. There's just so much to it than just going up there on that wall and, tackling it. It's getting to the top. I don't know how to explain it. It's her being. It's her.
Climbing is a personal journey, the essence of which lies in achieving a clear internal focus while executing a natural flow of movement. Katie is undaunted by external distractions or pressures of performing in competition. In the spirit of a true master, she doesn't even show signs of fatigue or insecurity as she dances up the wall. Her performance is not a battle against the other competitors, nor is the wall itself an obstacle to conquer. The wall is her partner in a play with gravity.
Katie does not panic despite just 15 seconds left in her allotted time. A perfect score in her first taste of world-class competition. As Brown looks on, France's Liv Sansoz begins her ascent. Sansoz is ranked number 3 in the world.
Even an experienced competition climber such as Liv shows signs of nervous tension. The mounting fatigue and anxiety inhibits her ability to make sound decisions. She wastes an incredible amount of strength fighting against herself as she rushes her final moves to the top.
Like Katie, Sansoz has 15 seconds to finish. Her results are very different.
Beautiful moving, beautiful.
One day later, Katie Brown is ready for her semifinal climb. She is at peace, unfazed by the daunting wall or her skyrocketing stature with climbing's royalty.
I think it's the quality of a world champion. It's something that I have to work really hard at keeping calm and being decisive and staying relaxed, and Katie seems to have it quite naturally, and what's so impressive is she's only 15 years old.
Mia Axon is rushing through the semifinal route. Is it confidence or nervousness? On a short traverse to the left, Axon hesitates. You know what they say about people who hesitate. Considering her stellar climb the day before, everyone is stunned, Mia most of all.
I ended up getting nervous up there, and I wasn't completely pumped. I didn't feel like I was done, but my nerves got to me, and I was off before I even knew it.
In the isolation tent where climbers wait their turn, Katie Brown is informed. The stage is hers. And to put in perspective how tiny Brown is, consider that these kids are closer to Katie's size than the other climbers. Once on the wall, she's at home, grasping the small margins of safety. That's her stairway to the top.
She's amazing, but not after just seeing her today, but yesterday as well. She's freaking amazing. It's about the only way to say it.
It just brings tears to my eye because she makes it more than just rock climbing. She makes it an art form.
Katie remains true to her natural rhythm in assessing her options in this vertical world of shapes and forms. She searches for the path of least resistance. Her controlled, methodic approach is successful in creating a beautiful choreography of form and motion.
Katie has struggled very little on this semifinal climb. And with a final step and flip, the improbable has happened. Katie Brown is through the first 2 rounds in perfect fashion. Her biggest fan and newest fans are impressed. Even Katie steps out of her stoic nature and allows herself a satisfied smile. The finals are yet to come, but the rewards are immediate. Katie Brown's biggest challenge is now before her. Yves Saint-Saëns will get another shot at the young American, as will Laurence Guillon, #2 in the world and the only one to match Brown's 2 unblemished climbs. The women's difficulty finals are next. The spectators are shoulder to shoulder for the women's difficulty climbing final. This has been the greatest sports climbing competition in history. The tension is palpable. Katie Brown just wants to shut it all out. The field is impressive. Americans Shelley Presson and Mia Axon will join the best from France, including Yves Saint-Saëns and Laurence Guillon. And then there's Katie Brown from Paris, Kentucky. Last year's champion, Robin Erbisfield, who was a big Katie Brown fan, is one of the route setters here at the X Games. Her job is to design a route on the 42-foot wall that will severely test each finalist, while allowing the best climber to discover a hidden pathway leading to gold at the top. American Shelley Presson will be the first to ascend. Her climb will serve as a good indication of how difficult a route has been set.
After having climbed over 50 moves up the first overhanging section of the wall, the burning fatigue in her forearms will be a big factor. When she arrives at the last section of the wall called the Terminator, she will confront the most challenging moves of the climb. The holds are smaller, fewer, and spaced farther apart. Only those who have enough remaining strength and concentration will be able to make it to the top.
Despite the slip, this has been the most successful international competition of Presson's career. Mia Axon now, determined to improve on her semifinal climb. Axon tries not to rush again. In contrast, she is slow, deliberate, patient, and powerful. Yves Saint-Saëns of France climbs now, with the renewed faith that her body can do what the mind wills. Her fall in the first round was followed by a perfect climb in the semifinals. She climbs on a section of the route dubbed the Beast. Its teeth marks can take their toll later on. Liv knows she needs perfection again to have any chance at victory.
Having nearly fallen off, Liv is able to latch on with her fingers of steel to recover enough strength to continue.
Sansos has reached the point where the two Americans fell. She too falls victim to the section, but takes a slim lead in the standings. The big stage is no stranger to Laurence Guillon. She won 2 World Cup events last year and is ranked #2 in the world. Her perfect climb in the first round was backed up by another climb to the top in the semifinals. With Guillon set to take the wall, Katie Brown is the lone climber left in the isolation tent.
On such a demanding climb, strategy and efficiency is critical. But the pressure of competition can disrupt this process. She's burning too much energy by choosing a bent arm position to clip in her safety rope. Indecision about her hand sequence also costs extra energy and wasted movement.
Katie Brown may be in isolation, but she's not oblivious to the fact that Guillon is still on the wall. But Guillon, too, seems unable to solve the difficult section. It's the first time she has not completed a climb at the X Games. She takes the lead, but the door is now open for young Katie. This is new ground to Katie and to her mom, Eileen. And perhaps world champion and route setter Robin Urbersfield is learning something too. Katie has already moved through the beast unscarred. None of the previous 7 finalists have made it to the top. Should Katie Brown succeed, she will be a champion. This traverse has been a critical section for all of the climbers all afternoon long. She's through and secure and near the top. Katie Brown has done it.
For the first time, Katie shows signs of fatigue and fights through it.
Look out, climbing world. Katie Brown has arrived. That was an emotionally charged day around the climbing wall. Her mothers were not the only wet eyes when she reached the top. She doesn't seem to show the fatigue other climbers have. The arms start to lock up. The mind starts working very quickly. You get desperate. She seems to be immune from that. Today we saw her. She still has no idea what she's done beating this world-class field.
That's right, and she says it'll probably take her a couple days before she can really appreciate it. But I guess the secret to her climbing is that it's not as though she's so confident that she thinks she's going to win. In fact, she and her brother talked before the competition. She said she'd probably finish 6th. But when she steps up to the wall, she knows that the route has been set for one person to make it to the top, and there is no move that's out of her reach. So without a doubt, she should be able to make it. And she describes climbing as pretty. It's artistic, like a painting.
That's what you told you. Wants to make it look pretty when she's on the wall.
And she does.
Coming up, Tony Hawk drops back into the half pipe. Stick around.